Greetings, my beloveds. I have a quick little video for you. I wouldn't say it's really spiritual, but it's kind of based on a lot of modern self-love experts and, relationship experts and people like that. A lot of awesome people out there and a lot of awesome information. We live in a day and age where if you remain ignorant to certain things or you remain unaware, when I say ignorant, I'm not trying to be insulting. I mean, ignorant means just to not know. When you remain unaware in a world of so much information and knowledge at the touch of a fingertip, then you leave yourself at a disadvantage to a certain degree. So I want to talk really quickly about a lot of modern self-love experts and relationship coaches and relationship advice people saying that, well, if you were in a bad relationship or if you were in a bad friendship, if you allowed your family to take advantage of you or someone to spiritually abuse you, like a spiritual mentor or even a spiritual student, they will say, oh, you didn't love yourself at the time. And I just want to add a little plot twist because it's a lot of great information out there, but I'd like to add just a little extra information to that. Okay, say for instance, because this isn't just about romance, this is about life in general and relationships with people, whether they be platonic, romantic, mentors, anything. The thing is, sometimes you just don't know any better. Sometimes you grew up in a family where they just didn't teach you. You can be the most gifted spiritual person in the world. You can have all the spiritual insight, spiritual gifts. You can be the most intelligent, book smart person in the world. And you may not have common sense in certain situations because you just didn't learn about those certain things. Maybe you weren't gifted with street smarts as you were growing up. So maybe you're a little naive and you're thinking that everybody is as good as you and has the same honorable intentions as you. So say for instance, like in the 80s, they were like, oh my God, drink your eat your 4-course meal and you gotta have your dairy milk. Back then everybody thought, it makes sure it does a body good. You have to drink milk. If you love yourself, you're gonna take care of your bones and prevent osteoporosis. So everybody was drinking all this cow's milk, right? So then later on, when information came out years later that cow's milk is not good for the human body, people switched over to almond milk and all types of other milk. So what I'm saying is, just because you have made mistakes with people and you ended up in relationships with toxic people, even if it was a bunch of them, or toxic friendships, that didn't necessarily mean you didn't love yourself at the time. Maybe you thought you were loving yourself and that you were doing the best thing you could at the time, but when you were further informed that this is not working and why it isn't working, not just spiritually, but with just common sense, then, once you have bumped your head enough times, you learn the lesson and you don't allow that to happen to you again. You don't allow yourself to get played by people again. So that doesn't mean that you stop trusting people, but you're just more aware now. Now that you can put the pieces to the puzzle together. Now you're intuitive, so now you have the common sense to go with your intuition. Another thing is, as far as self-love, if you go back after you've learned those lessons, somebody has given you advice, you've had all these readings, you've gone to all these relationship coaches and gotten these consultations, ancestors giving you dreams, knocking you upside the head with red flags and clues. If you still continue to deal with the same type of toxic people, who don't treat you very well, then that is a lack of self-love. That's when it's a lack of self-love. Now, if you just didn't know any better at the time, then, they say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So once you have learned those common sense lessons and you have realized that everybody doesn't always have the best intentions and everybody's not about peace and flowers and love and light, when you learn that lesson and you go back and you allow yourself to make heart over head decisions, then that would be a lack of self-love. That's like saying, okay, dairy is not good for you, but you're still going to drink it anyway in abundance, you're drinking it all the time, then that would be an act to your body of lack of self-love. If you know that a certain type of person or people are not good for you and you know all the red flags and you've been advised on what to do and how to approach things and you keep still going for the wrong people, you can't just let this toxic person go, this toxic friendship, this toxic mentorship or whatever it is, then that's when it's a lack of self-love. But at first, or the few times until you bump your head and you learn those lessons, when Saturn knocks you upside the head, karmically, and life just knocks you upside the behind a few times and you don't know, that's when it's a lack of self-love. But once you have learned those lessons, you can go, now I get it. So there is a difference between the two, and a lot of people are not stressing that, because maybe, once again, maybe you didn't know any better. Didn't mean you didn't love yourself. Maybe you thought you were doing the right thing at that time. That's like if a parent can totally love a child and not realize that chicken nuggets is not healthy for them. So once they get the information, they stop giving them chicken nuggets. Didn't mean they didn't love when they was giving them chicken nuggets. They just didn't know any better. So this is just a little addition to all the wonderful advice that's out there, is to realize, once you have the information, that's when it's a lack of self-love. At first, you didn't know any better. So now you know better when you learn the things you need to learn. You've had your readings and all this other type of stuff. Then that shows who loves himself and who doesn't. So that's all I wanted to say really quick. I just wanted to come through with this quick video. I will see you all soon. I miss you all. Gonna bring some more spiritual content, because that's my favorite thing to talk about. But I had it on my spirit to kind of just put this video out there for tonight. So anyway, peace and bliss. Bye-bye.